Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, my name is Sam, and I'm going to tell and introduce you to some of British accents. Uh, Number one is clearly the most common and the most known in the British is posh accent. Posh is Britishism for upper class. A posh accent would be someone who talks like the public school products who live or frequent Sloane Square in London and use expression like NOOC, not of our class. So it's like the London um, common for their Londoners. The second one is Cockney. And this is one of the UK's most famous dialects, and it goes hand in hand with London. It came about as the dialect of the London working classes. So this is the lower classes, as posh is from the upper classes, especially in the poor east end of the city. The Cockney dialect also gave a rhyming slang, and you can still hear plenty of market traders around the East End shouting out in Cockney from their stalls. With the Cockney accent, there are lots of glottal stops, and the th sound frequently changed to an F sound. Some people can be teased by this accent because they are from their lower class. The third one is Estuary English, which is another dialect that is London based. The estuary in question is the Thames estuary, and this dialect is spoken by people who live along its stretch. It's now becoming one of the most widely spoken accents down south. It's not as posh as RP, but it's not as common as Cockney. The fourth is Yorkshire. Yorkshire is a big country in England, and lots of people speak with a variation of the Yorkshire dialect as a result. Excuse me. Known as God's own county, Yorkshire has a delicious dialect. One of the biggest difference between this dialect and RP is that words ending in an E sound like nasty are pronounced with an eh sound like nasty. The fifth one is Northern Irish. The Northern Irish accent is quite a beautiful one and a strong one too. The first thing you'll probably notice about Northern Irish is how many letters seem to be missing from words when people speak it. For example, Northern Irish would be pronounced more like Nor and Irish. The sixth one is Scottish. The Scottish dialect varies hugely from city to city, town to town, and becomes increasingly like the Irish accent in the Western Isles, and increasingly like Nordic languages in the islands to the far north. The more remote the area, the stronger the accent seems to become. So, people from the Shetland Islands can be hard to understand at first, and Glaswegian can be tricky too, even for Scots themselves, because they are mostly influenced from the Nordic countries like Sweden, um, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, and then so they are also influenced by the Vikings era as well. Uh, those are the very common and non-British accent and dialects. Thank you for listen. Thank you for watching.